Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Two nights in a row it's decided to do that. I'm going to have a look and see if it's changed. Hello, everybody. I told you we'd be here at different times over the next few days, so I hope it's not too bad a time. I hope you're all sitting down and enjoying your dinner and getting ready to hear some new music, because we've got lots of new music coming in the next few weeks, and we've got Susan Johnny's tonight with her new album coming up, so we're going to have a chat to her about that. But before we do, thank you to everybody that's already shared, because I've already got messages through, so thank you. And for everyone that does it, it does help, and it makes that algorithm much better with all the different platforms that we're airing on and what you're watching from. I know it's confusing because some of you are on Twitter, some are on Facebook, some are on YouTube or the website. There's lots of different places, so thank you for joining wherever you're watching. And again, thank you for the ones that have joined us on Snapchat and having a bit of fun with us. It is fun and it is easy. I find it very easy to use, which is surprising. But if you do want to join us on Snapchat, send me a message and I'll let you know how you can do that. Just a bit of behind the scenes fun, nothing too serious, but the stuff that you probably don't see when we go live all the time. So, and I am fairly clumsy, so some of it's quite entertaining. We've got Susan Muranty sitting very quietly here, so we're going to bring her into the room to have a chat. Hello.
Hello, Danny. How are you?
I'm good. I was trying to work out when I last had you on the show, and it feels like forever because the time is just, I don't know, the days are all just joining in.
It's all over the place, isn't it? Like years are days and days are years.
Yes.
And we've lost our sense of rhythm a little bit, haven't
we? Have. We have, but, you know, it's been so good in so many ways because we've had, as much as COVID's been awful, there's been some amazing music come out of it. It's been excellent.
Absolutely.
I think it's made us grow in so many different ways, and I'm enjoying seeing the results now.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think in some ways COVID was a massive studio for musicians around the world. It's like we all went into our musician caves and started creating, and we're emerging now like little sea creatures from our shells or whatever, you know.
It's so good, isn't it? I'm getting so many messages, so many emails. I'm so far behind on all of them because I'm starting a new job soon and I'm waiting for my hours to come through so that I can book everybody in. But it's so lovely. I'm just getting all these little demo things coming through saying, have you heard? This is what's coming up.
Oh, how cool. So you're there at the coal face. You're hearing all the new things coming through.
It's excellent. I love it. And New Music Friday is my favourite. Kaz is already in the room and she said saying hi. And Ronnie's here as well.
Kaz. So lovely to see you. And hello, Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie's there. And Kaz said, she said everybody was writing in COVID. She'd be like us, so much music coming through to her. It's great. I'm loving it. I cannot complain. And
absolutely.
You've been busy. You've been in your little bubble as well, writing and
I have.
I always love it when your music comes out because you never know who you're going to co-write with. You write with so many different people from so many different areas.
My thing. It's become my thing unintentionally, you know, who I'm going to be writing with next. And it's kind of cool. I like having partnerships with people, you know. It's almost like you get married to them for a couple of hours and then
it's a good tester. It's a good tester, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was reading the things you sent through today. I was flat out and I was like, I really want to give a quick read before I go live. And I was reading some of the artists. You don't just do country artists that you write with. You write with all genres and all different backgrounds. And do you find that easy or do you find that quite hard because they've obviously got different writing styles and different things that they're used to doing?
I find it easy, to be honest. Like, it's kind of a natural inclination for me.
Yes.
To me, like, we all have to have our genre. It's just the best way to define a market and to reach your audience. Like, there are lots of groups of people out there who love certain types of music, and that's magnificent. And it's magnificent to write for those groups.
Yes.
And to be able to reach them, through that kind of slightly narrower focus. But everybody has their own artistic expression, and everybody has their own doorway into music. And I love walking through all those doorways with people. It's just an amazing challenge to me.
Yeah.
I love all kinds
it's like
of
walking
music.
into someone else's brain, isn't it? Yeah. You're going
Absolutely. It's funny you say that. Yeah, I have a friend and we say that, like, what are you doing? Rummaging around in my brain. It's true.
It's true.
You see the world through their eyes, and it's a great experience. It broadens you as a writer as well.
Yes, yeah. And as a performer and person, I imagine, because you're growing from their experiences as well as your own. It's just it'd be so good. Yeah, I love it.
But also, it's amazing how similar we all are. Like, it's not just that their experience is different. Sometimes it's incredibly similar, right across age groups, across genres, across geographical boundaries. Like, we're all human beings.
It is. That's a very good point, because you've got time zones, you've got water between us all. It's, hours to get to each other, but yet we're all still so similar. It's such it blows your mind when you look at it. Yes.
We all have beating hearts, and we breathe in and we breathe out. And
we do, that's right.
Love and want to be loved. And, in some ways, they're the only similarities that we need,
That's what I was about to say. They're the two most important similarities of all. She said there's 94 types of country music alone, let alone all the other genres.
So I've got 94 different types of co-writers to work my way through now.
Yes, that's right.
Maybe Kaz could provide me with some names. Like, there's a challenge.
Who else can we put you to it right with? Let us know. I can see that there's lots of people popping in, so let us know where you're watching from and what you've been up to.
I'll tell you what, if there are any bluegrass writers out there, I'd be up for that. I would love. I've never done bluegrass co-write. I would love that.
I love bluegrass. I'm quite a fan. That would be fantastic to see you doing. But you have, you're wanting to write more, but you have got some music ready for us to listen to very soon, 13th of June. It's already next week. How are you feeling?
It's in a few days' time. I'm sort of trying not to panic. I'm calm, Danny. I'm calm. It's going to be fine. Yeah, it's just on Monday, so it's in 4 days' time. I'm very excited. I can't wait to share it with everybody. So my 12 Shades of Turquoise, I'm calling it.
Yes, I wasn't sure whether we were allowed to say the title. I was going to ask you, can we talk about it? So we can.
Yeah.
Tell us, walk us through the album, because it's your first 12-song album, isn't it? This is your biggest release.
It's my first full-length album. It's called Turquoise, and turquoise for me is a very special color. As I think I've told you before.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
We have got my turquoise nails. Yes. My Hocus Pocus nails. It's a very special color to me. To me, it's the blues with sunshine in it. So people talk about being in a blue mood. We have Beyond Blue.
Yes.
And organisations like that. But, excuse me, for me, I hope this isn't COVID, by the way, but nobody can catch it.
Isn't it lucky we can still do this?
So I've virtually got COVID. So the blues can be about being sad or a bit down or a bit depressed. But as an artist with my painting background, I know that all you have to do is add a dash of yellow to blue and you have turquoise.
What a beautiful way to explain it. I haven't heard that before. That's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry, I have to have a little bit of
No,
water.
you go for it. I've got mine sitting here too because I will probably have a moment where I cough and splutter.
It should be wine, I think. I should have had a glass of wine. That's probably what it is. It's a wine.
That's what you need.
I need more wine. Cough,
He
cough.
needs more wine. I like. There's a song right there, the wine cough. It means I need more.
The bluegrass one. Definitely.
The bluegrass song.
Oh, that'll be great. That's interesting that you've never heard that before. I sort of thought it was probably an original kind of idea, but you never know. They say there's nothing original under the sun.
That's true.
I love a little original twist in my songs.
Yes.
So I was hoping that is original. I've got that in my title track.
Yes.
But turquoise represents creativity and mystical protection and spirituality. Yes. It's got a lot of very powerful meanings for me.
Yes.
So I thought it was no-brainer as a title track. And each of the tracks has some aspect of turquoise in it for me, as I understand it.
Yes. I love how your music has multiple messages. It has messages for you, messages for us, and it has so many different meanings, which is beautiful because
thank you.
It shows how much thought and time you put into doing what you're doing. And I mean, all artists do, but it's sometimes you don't realize how much goes into that and how much of yourself is going into what we're hearing.
Yeah, I think I do that too. I've been thinking a little bit about that because I do like multi-layered meanings. Yes. I just like having not one meaning in a song, but 10. Maybe not 10, 4. 4 would be good. But I think it's because I come at music from that lyrical perspective, from the words and from the storytelling. And, they might have the music and, embedded in the rhythm and the rhyme scheme to a certain extent. But I think it's because I feel that as a musician, I have to bring as much craft to what I'm doing as I possibly can to make it easier for my co-writers.
Yes.
To find their music and their meaning from their side of things in the song. So I think that's probably why I do it. I'm trying to pack as much of my own lyrical-based musicality into it as I can.
So beautiful. What a good, I love it. Always love your stories. We've got lots of comments coming in. We've got loads of comments coming in.
Yeah.
Has said,
right.
I'll go for it, the bluegrass. Some names for you there. Beautiful.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. So, right. That's awesome. I'll be picking those up. Those poor people will be hearing from me.
Do it, definitely. I think most of those people will love to hear from you. Now, 12-song album, and you've put so much time and effort into it. Do you have a favourite, or are they all as meaningful to you at the moment?
I think they're all my song babies, Danni. So each one is special to me. At the moment, I'm the mother of 12 turquoise children. Each of them is as precious to me as the other. No, you think you can't love the second one and the third one as much as the first, but I definitely do love them all. I honestly see them like that. But I do have tracks that are a little bit outstanding for me for different reasons. One of those would be I Can't Unlove You, because it's a duet with a very dear friend, someone I co-wrote songs with a long time ago, and we're still great mates. That's Richie Neville. Yes. And Richie and Sven and I were, we wrote some great songs together. And we also wrote The Sky Falls Out of You. So that's another favourite of mine. But the reason that one is a favourite for me is that my son, when he was a bit younger, was a teenager, heard it and fell in love with it. And so did my nephew. and were really cross with me that I didn't put it out straight away and put it on a pop chart, and you know, and they thought it was just automatic that I'd release it and it'd go to number one, and they loved it and they were waiting. They were deeply disappointed in me, both of them.
Isn't it funny? Because people do think that that's what you do. You just release it. You just put it out. They don't understand all the.
They go to number one. Yeah,
Just like that.
It was so funny. So that was my son Jack and my nephew Dante. But the fact that they loved it and they were teenagers,
Isn't
kind
that
of blew my
beautiful?
mind.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, wow, that's like, you know, I thought
normally
it was sort of had a retro from the get-go kind of feel to it, but that's what they loved. So, you know, they're millennials, and I thought, wow, you know, is there a kind of a secret retro yearning and longing in millennials that, you know,
that we don't know about? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes. So, you know, anyway, that's so those two songs are very special to me for those reasons, and it's those personal sort of connections. But I love all of them. I love Stop Time with a Kiss.
Yes,
I have.
That's the artwork for Stop. That's the artwork I think behind us for that song.
Yeah, that song is the best fun in the world to sing. It is just a rollicking joy from beginning to end. Yes. And the audience loves it. So like any song that you sing that the audience loves is very, very special, you know. And
I was going to ask, had you had a chance to sing any of it to audiences yet? So
not many chances, but enough to know that people love it. And it's just got a really great vibe, you know, when you're singing it. And Four Hands Around One Heart is a bit like that as well, even though it's a slower song. I sang that at my cousin's wedding, actually, in Poland. And that was a very special moment as well. So I love all these special personal connections with it. Yes. But again, that was something that audiences really kind of vibe with as well. Yeah. And also, both those songs are recorded in Nashville with Bob Britt. And, Bob's an amazing producer. He's won a Grammy for being a producer, and he's a guitarist in Bob Dylan's band. So you can't say anything but amazing things about Bob. And those days in the studio when we recorded those songs were just amazing. Oh my God, it was like one of my most amazing days as a performer, just to be there in the studio or as a recording artist and put down those tracks in the company of those amazing musicians. I was just like dying and going to, you know, musician heaven.
I got goosebumps. The thought of it.
Oh, I'm getting them again as well. It's, you know, I want to go back and do that all over again. It was just amazing. And of course, one of those things you look back, you know, at the time it's incredible, but you look back and you know even more that it was even more incredible than you knew, and you thought you knew, but you didn't know. Yes. So
you were. It sounds like you were very much enjoying and appreciating the moment as well as it was happening.
Absolutely. And they're both songs too, like Stop Time with a Kiss is all about letting go and just focusing on what makes you happy in life and the simple things in life and the beautiful people you've got around you, and not sweating the small stuff and not worrying about tomorrow, not worrying about what's going to happen next week in 5 minutes. It's about being really present in the moment. And that's what I had to do in the studio. So I was kind of like, that's to myself a little bit without knowing, you know.
You're pushing yourself, encouraging yourself as well.
I probably was. Yeah. And Four Hands is dear to me as well because it connects me to my life as a visual artist and as a painter, because it's about Gustav Klimt's The Kiss, that beautiful painting that we all love. If I was Queen of Australia, we would all have to love that painting. It would be compulsory. There would be no exceptions to the rule. That's why I'm not Queen of Australia. It's not a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah. So I stood in front of that painting in Vienna and knew I had to change my life. And
Yes.
because it was so beautiful, I wanted everything that was in that painting, but in my real life, not on a wall or in a book that I could look at in a picture. I wanted to live the love and the beauty and the happiness and the moment of absolute peace in that painting. So that's what my song's about. No pressure, you know.
Yeah.
we all want to be living like that, really, don't
Yes,
we?
absolutely. But it's good. We need those reminders sometimes too that we want to live like that. Sometimes we forget.
I think that's true. We do forget. We get caught up in stuff.
We do. Yeah, I think as we've slowed down over the last few years, I think it's allowed us time to re-juggle and think about where we're headed. It's been good for us.
Yeah, that's right. And we're kind of juggling in slow motion still, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We've got some. Kaz has popped some comments in here too. I missed that one. They're going like they sometimes disappear on me. She said she loves these song titles, and I do too. And I think
thank you, Kaz.
I think when you hear your song titles, it makes you want to listen, and then you get more of a story or even more of a meaning than what you're getting out of the title. And I love that because sometimes your music, you think, oh, that would be, about this, and it takes you to another place altogether, and it's a great journey listening to them. And I can't wait to listen to the whole album. I cannot wait to listen to the whole album because I haven't had a chance to go through them all, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And Vienna is beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would love to.
Absolutely. It's amazing. I was there
many times.
No, just the one time. And like it had a powerful effect on my life, I'm telling you. Like lots of things flowed from that, kind of good and bad, from being in Vienna that weekend. It was one of those life-changing things when you know that your life has to change and it perhaps involves other people. So without getting too personal, everything altered from that weekend on. But I was just there for 3 days, but it is the most gorgeous city. It was sunshiny. I don't think there was a cloud in the sky for 3 days. And the art is beautiful. And there's an amazing museum there that has Paleolithic artifacts in it. And I loved that as well as a sculptor, all the little Venus of Willendorf kind of figures, all those little tiny female fertility figures. They had cases full of them, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. And,
lovely. You could spend all day there.
Sorry, Danni?
You could spend all day just at that one place, just going through it and paying attention to it. Yes.
But it was kind of like my city in a lot of ways because the music obviously was astounding as well.
Yes.
You'd walk out in the street. I remember there's this incredible Chinese classical performer, and she was a pianist, like off the charts pianist. I don't even know how to describe what she did. And she pulled a piano into the middle of the square there. It's I think it's called St. Mark's, but it's something else in Austrian. And it was under this beautiful, vibrant blue sky with the stars coming out and all the sandstone, I guess it would have been buildings or whatever the stone is that they have over there. It was all uplit. And she drew crowds of hundreds. And she played like she was possessed by the spirit of music. And it was, that changed me as well. And I was only just trying to recover from having been changed forever by Gustav Klimt and the Kiss. So she was just amazing. I'll never forget it. And there were even street gangs who stopped to listen to her and sort of go, they calmed down and were kind of like, wow,
that shows the power behind music, doesn't it? That's a very good example.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. And I just seen the opposite, where music was sort of whipping people up into
it does that too.
A rock frenzy. We've all been part of those sorts of amazing audience times as well. And I mean, they're beautiful too, but just different. So,
Yes.
yeah, and I thought, wow, incredible.
Are you going to go over there and play some of your music one day? You're going to try and go and do somewhere, and it'll be beautiful
To
to
do
take it
that.
back.
I'd love to play in Europe. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I've got my dad's Polish, and I've got a European, half European sort of background. And I've only recently connected to Poland, like in the last couple of years, and I would love it. I'd love to perform over there. I think it would be amazing. Something deeply buried in my genes that needs to come out, I think.
Yes. What have you got planned with the release of your album? Are you going to go out and tour? What are you planning for 2022? Now that this album's about to be in the world, and
yeah, that's right. All the song babies. Where are they going to go to school? Where are they going to go?
Right.
That's exactly right. I would love to go on tour, and I am planning a tour for later in the year.
Lovely.
I'll keep you posted.
Yes.
And I'm also having. I'm doing this a little bit in an unorthodox way because I'm still catching up from COVID. And I've just been to the Tamworth Music Festival as well, and travelled in Victoria to get my tracks produced and to the level that I wanted them to be produced. So I'm still playing a little bit of catch up. So, I'll be selling physical CDs online if people.
Lovely. I was going to ask that. Can you get a copy?
Yes.
Copy.
Yeah. They'll be available in the next week, at the end of next week, I think.
Excellent.
And again, a little bit of delay getting them back from overseas. But I've decided just to roll with all of these things and just share my delays with people, because I think there are a lot of people out there having their own delays as well.
Exactly. So, and we've learnt to adjust. So we're pretty good at it, and we have.
Absolutely.
So can they pre-order the digital copy before the copy is out?
Absolutely. That's the most important thing. I should have said that straight up. Absolutely. You can either go to my website and just go to the shop icon, and that will take you straight through to the pre-order, which in turn takes you to iTunes. It sounds complicated, but it's not.
No, it's not.
And if people were able to pre-order on iTunes, I would be so ecstatically, deliciously, delightfully, divinely happy. So
when we're finished here, I know we have a show coming up very soon tonight, but you'll have just enough time to head over to Susan's website and pre-order before you come back at 7:00 to have a chat with Liam.
Absolutely. Or they can go to Facebook as well. People can go to Facebook, Susan Muranty Music and Art. And
that's right. Yes, yours is Music and Art on the end. And that is actually, if you go up to the link for this show, it actually has the link that will take you straight through to your Facebook. So if you want to click on that, and that way it's a little bit easier if you can't find it. So you've got the right one.
Beautiful. Thanks, Danni.
Thank you so much for your time. I want to keep talking, but I have another show going, so I have to go.
Why don't you get me going, Danni?
I love it. I love our chat. So we need to have you back very soon. As soon as you get some tour dates up, come back on and we can announce a few while we're talking.
Yeah, I'd love that. That would be amazing. Thank you. That
would be great. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so glad that you did. And thank you, everybody, for watching and your comments. Tell us, I want to hear Monday when the music is out, I want to hear what you think of the whole album. Let me know, because I cannot wait for people's comments. Oh, hang on. I hope that didn't flash across the screen. I don't know what just happened. It just flickered everywhere on me. But anyway, I think we're still there.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us again, Susan. And
thank you for having me, Danni. I've really enjoyed it. And if people can pre-order before midnight on Sunday night. Yeah, midnight Sunday night, the 12th of June, I'd be thrilled. That would be amazing.
Head over to the link now and do it in between shows. You've got just enough time. Go and pre-order right now while we're preparing the next one. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again in a few minutes with Liam Kennedy Clark at 7:00. Thank you so much, Susan.
Oh, thank you, Danni. Lots of love. Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.